Hello, welcome back to my channel where we discuss ongoing issues in America, what we're going to do about it. Today, we're talking about retirement, and as always, we're going to keep this under 5 minutes. This is an issue that needs immediate attention while we still have the chance to save it. Join me. First thing we're going to talk about, everyone's favorite topic, Social Security. We're going to keep it real simple. There's a $2.8 trillion trust fund right now. Everyone knows Social Security is in a deficit. Right now, in 2022, it lost $25 billion, and that's expected to grow to $100 billion per year and beyond, to the point where that $2.8 trillion will not exist anymore. So what can we do about it? Well, what if I was to ask you for a loan right now? What interest rate would you want? 5, 6, 7%? I can't get a loan on this house that I'm in for under probably 6%, maybe 5% if I was lucky. My student loans that I still have, those were at 5% back when the actual loaned interest rate was 2% on a house. Right now, Social Security is only able to make money by loaning it back to the government, which then uses that money for other purposes, and then it gets paid back interest in special treasury bonds. Now, what is the interest rate on those loans, do you think? Take a guess. 1.4% interest. That is what the U.S. government pays back your Social Security for money they choose to go spend elsewhere because they can't control themselves and want to just keep spending money. They give you 1.4% on your retirement. And then they say, oh my God, it's failing. They're robbing you because they also control your interest rate. They are straight up robbing you. $50 billion a year in interest is what you get on $2.8 trillion at 1.4%, roughly. I was doing some back-of-the-napkin calculations. I personally, if someone was asking me for a loan, I'd start at 6%. And so, I propose 6% interest rate as law. When the U.S. government borrows from Social Security, they will pay back 6% interest. That means it would make $200 billion a year and completely solve in one step by saying we're going to pay 6% interest. One step, we completely solve. We go from $50 billion a year in income. The only other place Social Security makes money is by taxing you, your payroll taxes. So we immediately add $150 billion a year to Social Security. Overnight, bam, done. Social Security is no longer failing, and in fact, it'll start making money. Immediate. We completely solve the shortfall. We have to take that step while there's a big enough trust fund to make that amount of money in interest. If we wait and this depletes, it's gone forever. This solution will only work in the immediate term, maybe before, let's say, 2026. Let's talk about pension funds, a little bit more down to earth. We need to change the tax incentives to get away from 401ks and incentivize pension funds in America. Pension funds get you out of the rat race. They make it so, hey, you work for years, you work for a couple years. In my mind, pension funds should vest the same way 401ks do. You work for a couple years at a company, they're going to match your stocks. After a few years, they vest your stocks. Anything they've given you, you get to keep that even if you quit after a couple years. Pension funds should be the same way. You should be able to vest your pension fund. It should function just like 401k, but paid from that company. We should figure out how to incentivize that with taxes. Now let's talk about the rat race and 401ks. 401ks become a cornerstone of retirement, but I think they're terrible, quite frankly. I think pension, they've turned your own retirement into a rat race. They make it your retirement based on the market whims. It's horrible if you ask me. Where did they come from? Up until 1978, I drew a little chart of earnings per share. This is basically how much do you pay based on the earnings of a company. It would go up, it would go down. But leading up to 1978, a bunch of corporate executives said, how do we get out of this long slump that had started in the 60s, maybe late 50s? Well, let's allow the U.S. retirement funds to invest in companies. And all of a sudden, we've been going up ever since. And now we have the highest earnings per share in history, never before. Way exceeding. Back here, it was 10 times earnings per share. Now we're up to 40 times. It's ridiculous. So, while I do not want to take away anyone's ability to invest in the stock market, I seriously think we need to reconsider the motive behind shifting to 401ks. We need to reassess the feasibility of pension funds and bringing those back and incentivizing companies to take care of the employees that help build that company. There's a lot of details to work out. But assess the how and assess the why. Why and how did we get to where we are today? Thank y'all. Please call your congressman. This is a big one. Call your congressman, call your senator. Tell them ask them what interest rate they'd want from you, or they would offer you if you asked them for a loan. Tell them they need to make that the interest rate on Social Security. Thank you all. Enjoy. Take care. Please like and subscribe as we discuss more issues and talk through solutions to these important issues in our society that we're facing today.